There is what I call the factor 14 principle of ovulation calculation. If you understand this principle very well, you can comfortably calculate your ovulation with little or no professional assistance. Hi ladies and gentlemen, though this topic is applicable to the women, it's not limited to women alone. As a man, you can learn and teach your spouse or your wife. So in today's video, I'll be discussing with you the big topic, ovulation. Yes, ovulation is key to your fertility or your reproductive health, because without ovulation you cannot get pregnant. All right, so in today's video we shall be discussing ovulation and how you can find out your fertile window in general. Also, I'll be exposing you to all the symptoms of ovulation and how you can pick it out when you see one. Alright, so my name is MLS Nonye, a practicing medical laboratory scientist and a reproductive health enthusiast. Welcome to this channel. In this channel, we discuss everything medical and health, beauty and lifestyle tips. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, kindly hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that each time we upload a new video, you will get notified. So let's jump into the video. So ovulation basically is the release of a mature egg from an ovary or both ovaries, because there are instances whereby both ovaries can release an egg that results in twin pregnancy, but that's not what we're talking about today. It's going to be coming up in the later video. So when an egg is released, it travels down to the fallopian tube where it awaits fertilization, and if fertilization does occur, it travels to the uterus where it gets implanted, which results in a pregnancy. So before you talk about calculation of ovulation using the calendar method, you must first of all determine the length of your cycle. The length of your cycle is determined by calculating the very first day you bled down to the day before the start of another period. And you don't just determine the length of your cycle with that of just 1 month. You must use at least the cycle length of 3 consecutive months and then now take the average. So let us look at the calendar and determine how to calculate this. So let us take, for example, this month of July 2024. Your period started on Monday, the 1st of July. It must not necessarily be on the 1st, but let us just use 1st as the first day of your period. So already I've circled day 1. So you now have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So let us say, and your period started on the 28th. So what it means is that the length of your cycle is 1 to 27. It doesn't matter if you bled for 3 days or 5 days or 7 days or as the case may be. In this case now, what it means is that the length of your cycle is 27 days, judging by the fact that you started your period on the 1st and the second period started again on the 28th. You don't have to include this 28, but you have to stop here. So for this person now, the length of the person's cycle is 27 days. So this is what you have to do for the next 3 months. Just maybe that of next month to start again. Definitely that of next month to start again on the 28th. And probably another one, that of August starts on 28th, and that of September starts again on like 26. So when you take that of 3 consecutive months, you now take the average and decide your cycle length. All right, so that's what we're going to be working with. All right, so right now we know the length of our cycle to be 27 days. So when I say factor 14, what it means is just take away 14. Let's call it the terminal 14. Let us just take away 14 days from your menstrual cycle, and you start taking away that 14 from the very end of your menstrual cycle, just before the start of the next. So from this 27, let us count down to 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Coincidentally, it's still on the 14th day of the month, but it doesn't matter. So you circle this. So this is the peak day of your ovulation, this particular 14. So once you take away this 14, and this is your peak ovulation. So this is the day you are expected to ovulate on this very 14th of July. This is the day you ovulated for the month of July. So for the fertile window, you now have to take away 2 days before the ovulation day and 2 days after the ovulation day. So look at this. 1, 2. This is for 2 days before, and then this is for 2 days after. And then we all know that sperm survives in the woman's body or in the fallopian tube for about 2 to 5 days. All right. So in order to make this fertile window optimal, you now have to take up to another round of 5 days before this 2 days before peak ovulation in order to complete the fertile window. So we'll now count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the whole of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The whole of these 10 days this is your fertile window. So with this, once you get this, you have successfully calculated your fertile window. Trust me, this is very simple to do. I call it the factor 14. Simply take away 14 from the terminal days your ovulation before the next period, and then 2 days before, 2 days after, and now take 5 days before this very 2 days before your day 14. I hope we got it. So having known this, I have to let you know that this factor 14 is not only applicable to someone that has a cycle length of 27, it's not only applicable to someone that has cycle length of 28, irrespective of the length of your menstrual cycle, be it 21 days, be it 35 days, you discover that just take away 14 days from the terminal end of your cycle, meaning start from the last day before the start of the next period to take away this 14. So wherever this number 14 falls is your peak ovulation day. Then you now do the rest of the calculation. Let me not do repetition that we don't want. So, all right. So you discover that if your cycle length is 35 days, for example, you also take away this 14 and then do the rest of your calculation. If your cycle length is as short as 21, you now discover that your ovulation is even somewhere right inside your period. So that is why you get some people that say they ovulate during their period. Is in a case of a menstrual cycle of around 21 days, 22 days. Okay, so once you've discovered this, trust me, calculating your fertile window and your ovulation becomes very easy. All right, so right now let us get into the symptoms. Having known this, there are also other symptoms that will guide you to pinpointing and say, yes, truly this is what it is. So what are the symptoms of ovulation? Firstly is increase in basal body temperature. Basal body temperature is the temperature of your body when the body is at rest. This is best gotten from your early morning temperature just before you get up from sleep. That's your morning temperature, is what is called your basal body temperature, and you don't take it with just the normal clinical thermometer. There is a thermometer that is specific for taking basal body temperature. So it's been noticed that just before the start of ovulation, most women tend to have a little rise in their body temperature, just about 1 degree Fahrenheit. So another symptom is increase in cervical mucus. Most women during the few days before ovulation, they tend to discover that there is increase in the cervical mucus, which is thin, slippery, and stretches, just like raw egg white. All right, this is one very I'm sure it's very common with so many women. And before I proceed, I need to let you know that you do not get all or any of these signs does not mean that you are not ovulating. Another one is changes to your cervix. Just before ovulation, it has been noticed that the cervix tends to be softer, tends to be wetter, tends to be more warm during just before the start of ovulation and lingers after ovulation. Another is spotting, though not very common. Some women get spotting, a little bit reddish to brownish the vaginal discharge. This is typical of the follicle that is breaking off the egg. All right, so during this period, some women tend to get a brownish kind of discharge. Another one is cramping. Some women tend to get cramping on one side of the lower abdomen. All right, typically is or usually is from the ovary, the particular side of the ovary that is releasing the egg. Other symptoms include breast tenderness. The breast can also feel heavier. Another is heightened sense of smell. Another is, which is also common, I think, some women tend to feel bloated. They are bloated and pass more gas during this period. Other women have recorded increase in libido. They tend to have increased sex drive during this period. All right, at this point, I think we are doing justice to this topic. Is there any symptom you experience that I didn't mention? Just let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to like this video, comment, and please subscribe so you become part of this wonderful family. Thank you. I'll see you again, same time next week.